It's story time!
Gather around, come take a seat. There's a tale that's so sweet. Magic words and dreams take flight. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Doc will entertain you with stories old and stories new. Adventures waiting, just unwind. It's story time.
And hello to everyone. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. We're going to create a new character. Now, this character can be part of the Will's Sippy Cup Shenanigans storyline, or we can create a whole totally different story. But we're going to first start thinking about the character. Start thinking about his or her name, what they do, and go from there. Let's remove that from the background, and let's bring up the first panelist that we have up and ready. And hey, Miss Ray, how you doing?
Hey,
So getting really excited about this. We just I thought this would be a great idea. You know, sometimes just you don't come up with ideas for shows until kind of the 11th hour. In my case, it was kind of this morning, like, what do I want to do my show about today? Nothing crazy has happened in the world that I am aware of that would be fun to talk about, or just, you know, in general. But I'm like, no, let's do a story. Let's create a new character. So here we are. We got probably the biggest character of them all, Mr. Thomas, the chief roasting officer. Hey, how you doing? And as Mr. Thomas is sorting through his technical difficulties, I do have some
I'm here.
settings.
Can you hear me?
Okay, well, yes, we can hear you now. So,
hey, Thomas.
Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's great. Great to see you guys here. I do see Greg's in the house. When is Greg not first? And we have Jordan Mack in the house so far. So hi, Jordan. How you doing? And I have unfortunately a bearer of bad news today. Nerd Girl's Jen's World's father, Papa Nerd, passed away this past week. She has said that if you wanted to contribute to his memory, you can donate to Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's Research Foundation, or your local Humane Society, or your local high school's athletics program. So that's just out there if you like. But in the meantime, we will. I am going to pray for Nerd Girl and make for the family to be able to heal and move forward. It's always a hard time when you lose a loved one.
Yeah, she's been in our thoughts since we found out. And prayers go out to her and her family.
Yes, and that I'll just I want to just say yes. I would. My thoughts and prayers will be with her. And that being said, are we ready?
Same here.
Are we ready for work? Same there. Yeah.
Yes, same here. Sending my condolences to her family and everything.
Yes. And so, thank you for everyone to keep her in your minds and prayers. That being said, it's time for us to create a new character. So, first, do we want to make the character part of the Sippy Cup Shenanigans stories, or do we want this character to be a main character of their own storyline? What do you think, Miss
I
Ray?
think a main character of their own storyline. Start a
Okay,
new story
start.
completely.
Yeah, starting a new storyline. Okay, Mr. Thomas, what do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah, that'll be good. Let us start, a whole new story. That this person could have their own, adventures.
okay. Adventures or misadventures?
Misadventures.
Mis-
Misadventures.
Okay. And so now let's just think about that. What do we want to think of as far as the? Do we have a character? What type of character is this character going to be? A hero, villain, sidekick, silly character, fantasy, sci-fi? What do we? What kind of character are we looking at?
I think he should be sort of like a character that's kind of how
Well,
does this person get through life type thing, without a lot of assistance, like a
okay,
funny misadventure, like he does kind of dumb things, but you laugh at it because it's just, you know,
okay, kind of does his own dumb things.
yeah.
Okay, all right, uh, all right. Does his dumb things, gets, but he's maybe not necessarily the smartest or the sharpest tool in the shed,
No, exactly. It's just not.
but at
Yeah,
the
not
same,
not the smartest tool to the shed, but still know how to get out of certain situations, like Ray said.
Yeah.
get out of the situations on his own or lucky.
Now, if he
Like,
have a sidekick, if this character have a sidekick, you could have him like that person is like the brains of the operation. That when things happen, the sidekick actually solves the problem, but gives the credit to the main person, even though that person may not have a lick of sense.
yeah,
Uh,
like he has a permanent guardian angel who's constantly got like alcohol because this guy is like that nuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm just thinking it's got to be luck with a person like that. But having a sidekick or someone kind of like the offers guidance for the individual to keep him or her from getting into much trouble. Well, we keep on saying he. Have we established that this is going to be a male character already?
I think it should
Well,
be, yeah. But maybe
And
the sidekick
uh,
is female
it could, yeah,
yeah,
or
I was
vice
thinking that
versa.
it could be a male character, but like I say, have the sidekick be a female character.
right. Okay, yeah, okay. The psychic could be
Or the
female.
other way around. I mean, either way applies. Like it
Mm-hmm. I mean, how would you think they were related?
Well, I wouldn't
depends on
say
the
they was related.
yeah.
Well, if you want to say they related, I would say make them like a husband and wife team.
I wasn't going
Yeah.
to go. I wasn't looking at that pattern myself. I was looking at maybe family like brother, sister, siblings, or
Or
possibly.
friends by accident. Like they met and then for some reason they just like stayed friends.
Uh
Like
huh.
it's by
Okay.
coincidence they
In,
kept staying friends. You know what I mean? And now they're just kind of like best
in other
friends.
words, in other words, they like opposite. Like they say, opposite attracts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Opposite attracts. Okay. And as far as our main character is concerned, what kind of hair do you think they'll have?
Hair?
Yeah, yeah. Hair color, short, long, mohawk.
Jesus.
Hey, we're getting into it. We gotta discuss it.
Make him look like
Okay,
Uh,
dumbwaiter.
make him look like Dunway. We don't want to wish that upon our character, do we?
I don't know what he should look like. I have no earthly idea. Like, I
Okay,
don't
I would
know.
say, you ever heard the term? You ever heard the term ginger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
So
him a ginger with curly red hair.
okay, all right. Make him dirt, and we already established he's not a very bright person. So therefore, he gives himself into trouble just by just his day to day activities. Not meaning to, he just gets himself in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of quirks do you think he might have?
What kind of quirks?
Yes. What kind of quirks do you think he might
He's
have?
clumsy.
Yep. Okay. Clumsy.
Clumsy.
All right.
Like awkward in conversation.
Do you think he might be shy or maybe a little bit more outgoing but awkward?
I think outgoing but awkward, because if he was shy, he wouldn't get into that much trouble.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. All
He
right.
should have it. You should have it that he have a favorite fruit, and his favorite fruit should be a hot dog.
Why would his favorite food be a hot dog?
Okay, let's put it like this. We all know that some of these characters, you know, that we know up through history have favorite food. Like Garfield like lasagna,
Hmm.
Wimpy like hamburgers. Well, we have this person like hot dogs.
Okay. All right. He likes hot dogs. Okay.
Yeah, he like hot dogs and make sure that he have the whole bunch of ketchup on it.
Now, what kind wait a minute. Wait, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. Now, you don't put tons of ketchup on a hot dog.
And I mean, and make sure when he have buns of ketchup on it, he could have on like one of those shirts with heads on the front of it, and it say "I like hot dogs with ketchup."
Actually, though, I do like
no,
the. I
man.
do. No, not no on the heads, but I do think a T-shirt stained with ketchup and mustard.
What?
Oh
Ketchup
yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
if he
go on
likes
a
hot
hot
dogs,
dog, though.
but if he likes hot dogs, he would have ketchup and mustard all over his shirt, wouldn't he?
No, ketchup doesn't go on a hot dog. You can't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay. 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 Just mustard and relish on it.
Okay,
Yeah.
mustard and relish. Okay,
It
so
has this picture with ketchup on it. That's funny.
like
I
okay,
mean, that
so
was that was the whole conversation that we almost had that conversation Friday because I was on his live stream Friday morning, and that was almost like we almost got in. Did you know what? Actually, we did get into it.
about what hot ketchup on hot dogs?
Ketchup on the hot dog.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I have to agree. A good hot dog or a sausage dog, just mustard. That's all you need.
And no, and how we got into it because he was talking to Mini Heads, and Mini Heads bought up hot dogs. And I said, well, Mini Heads, well, do you make sure when you get your hot dog at this school out and make sure you have them ask for like extra ketchup packets, okay? And that was like like a what is it like? Make head explode.
Yeah, I will admit though, a lot of Southerners do like ketchup on their hot dogs. I do
Oh,
agree
yeah.
though that
I'm
ketchup
surprised
is
y'all
not.
don't put Duke's mustard or mayonnaise on it.
Oh no, 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 we're not that bad. We put Duke's mayonnaise on everything else though.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, so what motivates our new character?
Hot dogs.
Well, yeah,
Hot
hot dogs.
dogs.
But what does
Hot
what
dogs.
did
That's what motivates them.
okay, other than the
Listen,
He
hot
get
dogs,
he
other than the hot dogs,
he
what motivates them?
no, listen. The story is he's in different places, and in different places, he's in pursuit of a hot dog almost every day, and that's what gets him into the bucket of crap every day.
yeah, basically like she said he could you know, he's motivated for the hot dog, but he gets into certain situations that his sidekick say like, okay, for instance, y'all remember the old Inspector Gadget cartoon?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I remember those.
Basically something like that. We knew that her Uncle Gadget wasn't that bright.
No, he was not. No, Inspector Gadget was never really bright.
Right.
But
And
I'm
she
not
had to get
saying
him.
doing the story. Go ahead.
And she had to get him out of trouble all the time.
Exactly, her and the dog. But in,
Yeah.
in this case, but in this case, we're not saying to make it like he gets into like crime, have to solve mysteries and crimes. So make it seem that like he's just get into things.
Yeah. Like trouble finds this guy no matter how hard he tries to stay out of trouble. It finds him because he's like, I need my daily hot dog. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go in this place, but then like he walks in on a robbery and thinks like, well, let me be a
Yeah,
hero. He's not, and then the girl has to come and actually rescue him from trying to be a hero, you know?
or
I would
better
think,
yet, she had.
I would think with that type of story, it's not that he
Oh,
tries to be a hero; that he just does not realize there's a robbery going on.
Yeah,
and better yet,
something like that.
and better yet, had the sidekick stop the robbery while he's
Right.
still there ordering the hot dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's oblivious and he's like in trouble and he doesn't even realize it type deal and like
So we're now
oh,
starting
go
talking like an '80s sitcom character. That's
I mean, it makes a lot of. I mean, it's starting to make a lot of sense. And if he had, let's just for instance say, you know, if he has a favorite TV show, why don't we make has his live stream his favorite TV show?
His is live streaming his favorite TV show.
Yes, has his live stream his favorite TV show. We actually, he, you know, Rash's morning show, something like that.
Okay. So
Excuse me, something like that.
what do we think some of his strengths and weaknesses would be?
strengths.
His
Well,
weakness is a hot dog.
yeah, hot
It
dogs.
distracts him.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Weakness is hot dogs. What's some of his strengths? What would be a good strength of it? And I think really what might make him
Well, let's
Nice.
just say his strength. Sometimes he do have like every now and then he would have like a burst of common sense when he's talking to his sidekick about something.
I wouldn't call
Well,
it
not gonna say
that.
his sidekick, but his friend.
Let's not say common sense. I want to go with something like compassion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
compassion.
compassion. He's going to be a compassionate person. He's going to be one of
Well,
those type of guys. Yeah, he's not the brightest tool in the shed, but he ain't that bad.
well, if he's got to be compassionate and caring to get himself into trouble to try and like help people or,
Right. Yes.
think he's helping somebody,
Mm-hmm. Now he'll be
I mean,
that type of guy that comes up to a mugger and a mugging victim and say, "Hey, lady, give that man his purse back."
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, that's the kind of guy he would be.
right.
So, okay, all right. I think we kind of got an idea of this person,
And
uh,
he's a ginger.
and he's a ginger.
I
Yeah,
think he
he's a
could
judge,
probably
and we can make him like 6 feet tall. He could be a tall person, like 6 feet.
Hmm.
but skinny, real skinny.
It's skinny. Yeah, skinny. Actually, I'm picturing this character right now. He's ginger with curly hair. He's 6 foot tall. He wears, let's just say, he wears a blue T-shirt, and
Blue or white? I think white would be better because you can see the mustard.
yeah, yeah, okay, a white T-shirt, blue jeans, or either blue shorts, and wears sneakers with socks.
And the socks are pulled up. They're not pushed down.
Yeah, but either have one pulled up and one pushed down.
There you go.
And I
Kind of
say
like
give
he
him.
just doesn't really pay attention to his wardrobe type thing. Like,
Right.
Yeah, and we could have him like with an accessory. Say like he's stuck in the '80s, and we give him a Walkman, and we just put the Walkman attached to his side, and put the headphones around his neck.
Uh,
and
okay.
he
How
listens
about
to
wearing a
podcasts.
headband? Would he wear a headband?
No, a
Oh,
No,
man
he's stuck in
bun.
the
uh-uh.
80s.
A
Stuck in the
man
80s.
bun.
A
But he's
man
stuck in the
bun.
80s. He's stuck in the 80s. I would say he would wear a
Well, I
headband.
wouldn't say he's stuck in the '80s. I'll just say he just dressed like he's from the '80s.
Yeah.
I mean, dude has no sense of clothes, taste in clothes, but he just like stuck in the 80s. Well,
Yeah.
his
And then
clothing is stuck in the 80s.
he can be listening to has a show that he had to record on a cassette tape to put in the Walkman.
I mean, you literally could hear his tasing voodoo and him screaming and hollering. You literally could hear that.
I think that's great.
So we are now currently, based on the description that I've got,
Oh, one more thing.
I am generating an image. So let's see what
And
we.
let's just say he's a fan of his, and all of a sudden he start doing the happy dance when he gets a hot dog.
There you go.
I mean, he supposed to be a huge. Let's make he's a huge fan of his.
It's not well. Why can't he be a huge fan of docs?
Because
Well,
that's
let's
too
just put.
you're the one creating this. That's too much.
Well, we could have the sidekick a huge fan of that. We could take her. If the sidekick is like the straight person, the serious person. Not saying that his is not serious, but we could make her like a huge fan of you.
Make her a huge fan of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they total opposites. Because in actuality, you and y'all technically y'all live streams are total opposites.
Well, yeah, I'm not. Well, oh no, I'm not as comical as he is. I do like this image that we got, so let me download this and throw it up on the screen for everybody. Give it a second to.
Oh, maybe he wears those rainbow wrist sweatbands. You
That
remember
goes
those?
on his wrist.
You know
Yeah,
those wrist things that people used to wear? They were like rainbow colored.
that goes on his like wristbands.
They're like sweatbands that you would wear on your head, but they go on your wrist. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, hang on one second. I'm getting this picture generated. There, I think that's it. Ah, there we go. Let me share this on the screen. See if we nailed it. What you guys think?
Okay. I mean, he's sure looking scared, but other than that, I like him.
Well, I mean, yeah, he would be a little scared, wouldn't he?
You can't make a cord that goes from the headphones into his pocket like he's wearing a Walkman.
Yes, I think I could. Let me add that. And you said a little wristbands.
The rainbow sweatbands for the wrist. Yeah. If the AI can figure that out. I don't know. It's a lot of mustard on his shirt.
I mean, that is a lot of mustard. I'm like,
I like that. I mean, seriously, I like that.
And he looks really scared.
but I like it though. I like how he looks. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, I like how he looks.
Hang on. Is headphones to yes. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got. Now I do like how ChatGPT is giving us a picture of what we think this guy would look like. We have to come up with a name.
I think it should
Uh,
be a real
a,
common white name, you know,
a real common white name.
Oh,
like
like what? Robert Thomas?
Bob,
Wow,
Bob,
wow.
Steve, Mike. Like Mike, you know,
Mike.
Well,
Yeah.
like Mike or Steve or something like that.
Dennis.
okay. How
Dennis,
about
yeah.
I know? How about Hot Dog Dennis or Hot Dog Doug?
Hot Dog Doug.
Or Harry. We can name him Hot Dog Harry.
Hot Dog Harry, yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't look like a Harry though. That's the thing. I say, what does he look like? You know.
I would say Connor, but we want something that's like boring. No boring name.
Yeah, but I don't like something like Chad is too, I like Connor though. I think Connor is a good name.
You think
Connor.
Connor's
Yeah, I think Connor is a great name.
Okay, we can go with Conrad Connor or Connor or something.
so? Is this what we're talking about here? Here, let me enlarge the picture where you can see
Yeah,
it.
enlarge the
Well,
picture. Yeah, it looks a little more
yeah,
80s.
yeah. That's a lot of, like you say, that's a lot of mustard though. But that's on like a whole bottle of
Yeah.
mustard. You done missed the hot
Well,
dog.
oh come
It's even
on!
on his
You think
pants.
you think he changes his shirt often?
I would
Well, he's a
think
cock.
so.
No, not
Uh,
really.
So okay,
I don't even think
that
anybody.
stays a collection of mustard.
Yeah, I don't
Stays.
think anybody even noticed it though. It's on his shirt. I don't think nobody noticed it.
Yeah, like it's part of him, so people just stop noticing that he's got it. Yep,
Okay,
that looks like it.
it looks like that. Okay, okay. So now let's talk
Yeah.
about it about the. Let's not call that person friend. Let's call that person the partner or call or friend, but not definitely it's not called and that individual. Uh,
We talk about his sidekick. Well, I don't want to say sidekick,
yeah, I don't want to call it
but they
sidekick.
could be. Like you said, it's a lady, but they still could be best friends though.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They can be best friends. But let's analyze this a little bit. What would make the stories more comical, more misadventures? Uh, friend that is a female, friend that is male, siblings, cousins. Uh,
I think female for sure, and I don't know. Best friends seems fitting.
okay, best friends from maybe childhood.
Yeah, from like school.
Yeah,
Okay, and
and I would say how they met was that Connor was eat. They were sitting. Well, let's just say it was during recess, and he just so happened pulled out a hot dog for lunch. He was eating the hot dog. He started choking on it, and she did the Heimlich maneuver. And that's how they became best friends. She saved him from choking.
Yep,
okay,
that sounds good.
That's just that's just something that crossed my mind just that fast.
okay, all right. So what do we know about her? What do we want to think about her? Let me get back to my questions. I'm going to stop sharing this for a minute right now. Well, let me download it to for, get back to my questions that I've been working with.
Are we getting a physical appearance or her character?
Well, we're going to be discussing a bit more about her character, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I think she should be really smart without being obvious about it.
Right.
Okay. So, what kind of education do you think she would be? Would she be more of the when we say character type, where he's more silly? Do you think she might be a little more grounded, down to earth, or
Yeah.
or
I
do you?
think she should be like, yeah, quiet, down to earth, but she has a sense of humor that you don't see very often. Like it's there, but it's kind of diabolically funny.
Right.
She picks
Okay.
her
Yeah.
moment.
She picks her moments. Okay.
Right.
So okay. Uh, any particular Uh, okay, what do we think her name should be? We've already agreed on Connor
I'm
for
gonna leave
that.
that up to Rob. He's the name. He's the name guy here. I don't
Well,
know what she looks like yet. To
that's what I was about to say. We have to. I want to know what she looks like first before we say
Okay.
what her name is.
Okay, is she nerdy? Is she kind of cool? Is she goth? Is she
I think a mixture of nerdy, but kind of more on the cool side because she's not
So no,
obviously funny or obviously
but she's
smart.
but she's a cool nerd.
Yeah,
she's a cool nerd? Okay, so
yeah.
type of nerd
And,
that
but she
that
should have on glasses though.
yeah, she should wear glasses. I agree with that. She should have
Glasses.
glasses. Yeah, she should have glasses. Uh, Let me think. So she should have glasses. Should okay. Uh, Probably type of girl that I can see her maybe wearing coveralls. She's an artist. She's an artist. Yeah,
Oh, she's an artist.
yeah. I think she's an artist. Uh, she wears
Mm,
coveralls.
Oh, okay. She wear coveralls. Okay, if she's gonna be an artist and she will cover, she should have at least a little bit of paint splotches on her overalls.
Yes, yes.
mhm.
I said coveralls, not overalls.
Yeah,
What's the
Yeah, but
difference?
yeah, there's yeah.
is a
Uh,
difference?
yeah.
I didn't think
Coverall.
there was a
Oh, okay.
difference.
Yeah, overalls covers up the whole body, whereas coveralls is like that pants with the that that has that bib in front of you.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a difference. Okay, there's a difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would say overall, not overalls. Yeah,
Cover
overalls, not
coveralls.
coveralls.
I
And
say since she's an artist, she should have on the beret like a French artist does.
You gotta let David in.
yeah, I'm letting them in right now.
Okay.
But beret, nah, not with coveralls.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Maybe when she's out in
Hey,
town and we're not
What's
wearing
up, David?
her artist stuff.
Hey there, Pluto One in the chat. I know who you are. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a
am
while.
I right? How are you?
Good.
Hmm.
So what have we decided? The last I heard was that he was going to be a ginger.
He's yeah, he's a ginger named O'Connor who likes hot dogs.
Show him the picture.
Yes, let me show you the picture. Let me
You know,
go
one
back.
thing to think about: most good characters in literary history have had. You know, think about the Sherlock. You know, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, the Hardy Boys. They've always had somebody that's got. You know, they're a team. They've got two people that you know. You got to have somebody you can play off of.
Right. Yeah. So let me share this screen. That's not the final picture, but that's basically what he looks like, David.
Okay, well, so far so
Well,
good. I
he
guess.
does have a cord that goes to his pocket because he's wearing a Walkman, an old fashioned Walkman
Right.
versus
Okay. Gotcha.
headphones. Yeah.
Hence the big headphones.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta try and find that picture that downloaded, but it's not here yet. Let me see. Let me refresh that.
Okay. Well, one thing. Have you guys done a backstory on him yet?
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're working all these little details out.
Well, sometimes
So,
the backstory can help inform the details too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I agree with you on that. But working on the friend. Uh, okay. Do you think she would have a ponytail or pigtails or anything like that, guys?
Who, the friend?
Yes.
Probably.
Well, what color is her hair? What type of
Oh, I
wardrobe
would
does she
say she's a
wear? What?
blonde. I would think she's a blonde.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
blonde.
I say make her blonde.
I think she should be very pretty, but not obvious about it. Like
Yeah.
she's unaware that she's pretty.
Right.
I think she should be very small, so you wouldn't think that she could solve these problems for him. You know?
Mhm.
Like I said, he's 6 foot. We should make her like, I would say like 5'2".
Yeah,
Well, how tall is
I mean,
this?
she's really short.
yeah.
Well, how tall is this
Six
fellow?
6 foot.
Okay,
6 foot.
so yeah, she's got to be about 5'8".
Oh no, I think shorter than 5'8". I think she
Is
should be very small compared to him.
Okay, well, my wife's 5'2". Why don't we do that?
Okay, yeah, 5'2".
Of course, my wife's the most beautiful woman in the world, so she's taken. So forget about it, guys. She's taken.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I wasn't interested, but okay.
Okay. All right, hang on. It's we're making it right now. We're generating the picture. In fact, why don't I share that screen again? And so here she comes.
Mm.
I think that she looks a little too plain.
Green paint. What's with the green paint on her face?
She's an artist.
Well, apparently she's an artist.
She's an artist. Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that looks like. Or she could be a
Does
pen
any-
collector. She could be a
Does
pen
any
collector.
paint get on the canvas? I mean,
Well,
I think we need.
I
to
got
make
the
her-
name
I think we
already.
need to make her a pen collector. She's got ink all over herself.
it's even on her arms. I mean,
Yeah. After I clean pens, that's what I look
all
like.
right. All right, so just on the clothes. All right.
I have the name already picked. Well, actually, I got two names already just by looking at this picture.
Okay, give me a second. Let's.
I was thinking Rachel.
Let's. So,
That's
do you
good.
think she needs to be a little more attractive in this picture?
Yeah, she's kind of
Yeah.
spoiled.
What was your name there, Robert? What were you thinking?
Well, two names. I had one. I'll just say, it's called a cat with a K.
Oh, I like that.
And second one, let's just say let's just say Ray, Rae, Ray, like yours.
Eh, I think she would also look better with a ponytail, but
I don't know. Well, yeah, she doesn't look good with ponytail, I guess.
Longer, very much longer hair, maybe with a messy ponytail.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
okay, yeah, longer hair, messy ponytail. Okay, let's see what this looks like when it comes down.
And I like Cat because then it would be Cat and Connor,
That's
You
good.
know what? Yeah, that's even better.
I like that.
or Connor and Cat. Yeah, it sounds like it goes together.
Cat and Connor. Okay.
Yeah. But Connor's with a C and she's with a K. So
Yeah, Connor with a C.
But I think we ought to make her somebody that's into like pens and journaling and journals and that kind of stuff.
oh my God,
All over it.
that's really good.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
that's
better.
I think that picture looks better, although you can see where AI tried generating headphones.
Now she looks like a pen collector.
Okay, that one looks better.
Yeah, I think that's good. I don't even think we need a ponytail. Although,
No,
that's pretty
that's
good. That's
exactly it.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so so let's do this. Save this image. Save this image as
Wait, what's her name? We got to come up with Cat. Is that what we decided?
Cat.
cat.
Cat
Yes.
with a
Yeah,
K.
Cat.
Yeah.
Or
Cat with a K.
Yeah. Cat and Connor.
Yep. for the character. Cat and the male image of the male as Connor. Let's see if that does what I need it to do. Okay, so now we got that done. I need to stop sharing for now. And it's starting to.
What is that?
Huh?
John Paul Ray
Wah.
makes his most recent
Legal argument.
legal argument.
Wah. Okay, so we now got our characters. We got an image of them. We know who they are. Kat being the more down to earth, sensible person that keeps Connor out of trouble as much as she can. Sometimes that might be a little bit too much. And Connor, for some odd reason, loves to get in trouble. Or no, he does not love to get in trouble. He just finds trouble.
It finds him.
It finds him.
It finds him.
Yeah.
He doesn't get in trouble, but the trouble finds him.
Right. So that being said, we now we can look at what kind of stories we can get them into. Yeah, go back here.
Like in a story, you can say that Kat is trying to get him to eat healthier, and she takes away his she follows him around, making sure he's not going to eat hot dogs. Like
And she makes him eat
she
paint.
makes sure he ain't at home eating hot dogs, but he goes out and tries to find hot dogs anyway, sneaking away from her and stuff, and then he gets in trouble. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
There you
That
go.
kind of stuff. Okay. All right. So let's think about their first adventure, or misadventure. I do like the concept of him walking on the robbery.
Yeah, that could be another one. Like he's getting his daily hot dog and he walks in and the place is getting held up, but he doesn't even realize it and goes up in orders. You know,
Right.
like
Yes.
give me my hot dog with my mustard and
Exactly. He doesn't even know that the place is being robbed. You see a man standing there, with what they say, a pew pew, and he has a black mask on, wearing all black, trying, actually robbing the place, and he doesn't even notice it.
Hmm.
But this guy's not stupid.
No, he's not stupid. He's
not-
naive. He's
Let's just say he's
awkward.
naive.
Naive, yeah, and he's not
Oblivious.
aware. Yeah, oblivious to things. But it's kind of like when he realizes what he had got caught himself, and it kind of starts clicking in his head. Oh my goodness, I could have got hurt here. That's when he starts to react to the situation. Let me do this. Share the screen again.
Oh, guys, if I suddenly drop off, we're under a thunderstorm warning around here. So if I suddenly go away,
oh,
Yeah, okay.
be
So
careful.
Yes.
thunderstorm watch.
So you know what I'm working off of as far as my questions. How I was getting to these questions. So now we're looking at the our story plot. Where does the characters live? What's a fun adventure or conflict they can face? So I think that's kind of what we need to do. What is the first story? How do we introduce these folks? And how do we?
They live in some kind of artsy town.
Right. Okay. College town.
Austin. Hey, Austin. They live in Austin. Austin's an artsy town.
Yeah, it
Lots
is.
of artsy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Austin is very artsy. Plus, you got the University of Texas, and I'm sure there's other universities nearby.
Lots of cool music. They have me. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, we got Austin. All right. All right, so Austin. So what can they get themselves into? Oh my goodness.
You got to somehow introduce the fact that he is an over obsession with hot dogs.
Oh yes, exactly.
Right.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Uh, to be in that, he's in Austin. He could go to Franklin's Barbecue
There you go.
and
Okay.
orders hot dogs, which he can't get hot dogs at Franklin's Barbecue because they do what barbecue.
I think Franklin's does have hot dogs. Hang on, let me check. I'm not sure.
Really?
Hang on. I sort of vaguely remember that, but I'm not sure.
And the thing is, though, it doesn't matter what type of hot dog it is. He just loves hot dogs.
Yes, because in this situation, I can see him going to trying the pulled pork pulled pork barbecue over a hot dog with coleslaw for the first time.
Of course, you guys realize when you put relish and mustard on a hot dog, you also have to put barbecue sauce, right?
Okay, we're not going to go.
Well, yeah.
We're getting ready to
Well,
have some bites.
Holy hell. What are you guys doing, man? Holy hell.
I mean, I mentioned I literally almost got cussed out because I mentioned ketchup.
Well, you don't put ketchup on a hot dog. You put barbecue sauce on it.
Well, you don't put barbecue sauce on it either.
You put chili sauce on the barbecue. I mean, on the hot dog.
I stand corrected. They
People
do
from
not
the
have-
South, man. I don't.
I've
stand
seen people
corrected.
put
They do
lettuce
not
and
have hot
tomato on
dogs.
a hot dog.
Franklin's does not have hot dogs. So
Okay. All right. So I mean, okay. So let's not do Franklin's. I'm just trying to think of something that's Austin related. If you're
I'm trying to remember who has good hot dogs down there. I'm not much of a hot dog person.
Just name it Austin's best hot dogs
He
or something like that.
He sneaks to the bridge right when the bats are getting ready to leave. Now, David knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Congress Street Bridge. Yeah, I know
Yes.
what you're talking about.
Because there's a hot dog. Because there's a hot
place
dog
called,
stand. Yeah, there's a
there's
hot
a
dog
place
stand.
called Z's Wiener System. I forgot about that. They're pretty good.
Okay, so this is my idea. He goes to the bridge right when the right at dusk when the bats are getting ready to leave. He gets himself a hot dog. Unfortunately,
Did you say bats?
Yes,
Yes, bats.
bats.
I love bats.
Austin has the largest colony of bats in the world that live under the.
Do they really?
Bridge.
Yes, lives underneath the bridge or
They
in
live
the
under
bridge.
the Congress Street Bridge on Lady Bird Lake.
And
every night, most nights when the sun's going down, the bats will all take off together. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've when I was in Austin a few years ago, saw that happen. But I can see that there's be a hot dog stand, someone with a hot dog stand or a hot dog cart out there. It's not real.
Oh, that's the name of the place. Diddy Dogs. There's a place on 7th Street right by the bridge called Diddy Dogs.
Diddy dogs. Okay.
I couldn't remember the name of it. That's it.
So how can we incorporate the bridge and him getting a hot dog?
He's at Diddy Dogs watching the bats go. Because you can probably see Diddy Dogs from there.
Okay. So he's at Diddy Dogs, he's getting a hot dog, but what kind of misadventure happens because he's getting the hot dog at Diddy Dogs when the bats are leaving?
Well, he gets attacked by bats because he put ketchup on his dang hot dog.
No, he didn't put ketchup on the
I didn't realize bats felt that strongly about it.
No.
Well, they do. In this story, they do.
Let's think.
Well, you know, but wait a minute. What misadventures? We know bats has a, what is it? They listen about what do they call it? Sonar. What
Sonar,
is it?
yes. Sonar.
Okay, since they have a good sense of hearing, let's just say in his headphones, he is listening to Hez's show, and he hear it. Hez, you know how he like to, tase Baby Voodoo. He hears Hez screaming, and here comes the bats.
There you go.
Okay. So he's listening to what's that voodoo style thing again? Not Baby Voodoo, but okay. But listen to the tase on Hez's show.
Yeah, he listened. The whole conversation between Hez and Voodoo, and then you hear say, "Here comes the taser," and you hear, You know, Hez is
Highlight a
screaming and
comment.
hollering. Yes.
How do you
And
highlight
then
the
here comes
comment
the
in here?
bat.
Here comes the bats. Okay.
How do you highlight a comment in here? Dang it.
What comment are you
Stefan
highlighting?
just said Stefan just said something. Revenge of the Chicago Bats.
Well, Austin bats, but okay. Yeah, I see that. Hey, Stefan, I did not see you sneak in there. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, Stefan, comment allez-vous?
All
Avec
right.
moi, ce choix.
So okay, we got them in him in Austin. Them in Austin. Uh, bats attack because they hear the little
Well,
screaming.
the bats don't attack. The bats just take off every night and swarm people.
Yeah, and that's what they're gonna do to him because they hear him tasing the voodoo doll.
And they swarm him. Okay, they swarm all over him. He can't. He's trying to protect his
And they
hot dog.
steal his hot dog.
Oh yes, they steal his hot
And
dog.
he
He
runs
chases.
after it.
He runs downtown, going, "Bring back my hot dog! Bring back my hot dog!" Of course, this is about when Kat sees him running down the street, chasing after the bat with his hot dog, and she comes out.
She's like,
Do they
God,
live together? Do they live together, or do they like have like certain like different places?
we'll make it like a friends where they live across the hall from each other.
Yeah, I would say that's about right. That they're
Yeah.
across from all from each other.
So she sees him in the window while she's painting, running behind the bats to bring back a hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get his hot dog back.
And she's like, God, dang it.
Gosh darn. Gosh darn. Connor.
Leave those
I-
bats
Mother-
alone.
Okay, let me ask you
Like
this:
this mother effer.
would Kat be a vegetarian?
No.
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 Can't live
No.
in Austin and be a vegetarian. You just
Well, you
can't.
can, but it's not. Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking.
Well, she
that,
could.
but there's a
She don't have to be a vegetarian, but she eats healthy.
She eats
Yeah.
healthy. Okay.
Well, hopefully everybody does that.
Well,
I mean, she's the type of person she would not turn down a salad.
No.
but would she turn down the hamburger?
As long as it has a salad on it, lettuce, tomato, lettuce, tomato,
Has to go to
pickles,
Burger
onions,
King.
all that.
Just go to Burger King and get a salad on her burger. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, she would be
Yeah.
trying to go to Franklin's, right? If I'm not
Well,
all the
yeah,
time,
the
but
Franklin's, yeah, but Franklin, yeah. I mean, the Franklin's doesn't have hot dogs, remember? So,
but she would go to Franklin's to go get some brisket.
yeah, well, everybody does that.
Yeah. Or Cooper's to get some. And Cooper's, I'm just going to tell you, I have not gone to Franklin's. I've been to Cooper's.
Actually, Mueller's up in Taylor is the best one, but
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, they did that brisket so well at Cooper's. Oh my goodness, it was so tender and mouth watering. I want some more of it. It's so good. But that's neither here or there. Okay. We started talking about food. That's what happens, right?
Right.
And yes, guys, if you ever are in Austin, Texas, Franklin's is probably the most famous, but Cooper's, I can tell you, I enjoyed very much so. So try either one or both.
and also Mueller's and the Salt Lick.
Salt Lick just doesn't. It doesn't sound like it's a
If
barbecue.
you're into that kind, that's more your Mexican type barbecue. So I mean, there's a little bit of difference between that and Texas barbecue. It's more salty,
Okay. All right.
hence the name.
Yeah, hence the name. That's what I would already say. Okay, so Kat's chasing after. Now, Kat would be chasing after Connor, while Connor's chasing after Bat, who's now stolen his hot dog. What does Kat do to resolve this situation for Connor?
With the bats,
Yes.
But
She throws hot dogs at them, and they eat them.
Well, no, she wouldn't have hot dogs. Remember, she wants him to eat healthy.
Yeah, but she rushes over there and grabs some hot dogs and throws them at her. Nah, you're right.
No, see, no. To me, she's got to persuade the bat to let go of the hot dog.
Well, that's true too.
well, I know she tell her let the bat have the hot dog, and she takes him to another place, and she introduces him to a salad or anything healthy that he like to eat. Then the whole
How do you
thing
introduce somebody to a salad? Hi, salad. This is me.
No, no,
it's easy.
yeah. No, he's
Oh, it's
not going
pretty
to eat the
easy.
salad. He wants the hot dog, and he's going to get
Right.
the hot dog. She might take him to get a salad, but he's going to turn around and find that another hot dog. So the resolution, maybe we're going down the wrong path on this first story.
Oh gosh.
Maybe maybe we need to take a step or two back and think about it again. Maybe when Connor first had a hot dog. Now that would be a good story, I think. Maybe Connor, his whole life, his parents were vegetarians, so therefore he was raised vegetarian.
So he's rebelling.
Huh?
So he's rebelling.
He's rebelling. For what reason? He decides to have a hot dog. What triggered him to try a hot dog?
I don't know.
He walked past the place and he smelled it and he was like, I have to
Yeah.
have that. Hey, baby.
He looks at it and goes, that cannot come from any animal, so that cannot be meat, so therefore I'm going to have me a hot dog.
Maybe he's oblivious to the fact that a hot dog is actually meat.
That could be.
Yeah, yes. I mean, isn't that like a kind of one of those running gags?
Well, actually, if you've ever been in a hot dog plant, it's not really meat. It's
okay. We don't need to know how the sausage is made. I'm going to stop you right there. I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you right there. I know where we're going with that. Nope.
Yeah, he orders the hot dog, and he asks, can he have extra mustard on it? Hence why he had mustard stains on his shirt.
Yes. Because he's never had a hot dog. So
Yep.
what's this right here? There's a hot dog. Oh, this smells good. Well, you want one? Well, I'm a vegetarian, but that doesn't look like meat, so yeah. I'll take one. Well, I don't know what. I don't know. No, that's stupid. I don't like that idea. Kind of thing. But he had his first hot dog. I do think he would be a vegetarian. By just looks of his picture, looks like he might have been a vegetarian and conformed when he tasted his first hot dog. Or I don't know what's the terminology we want to use on that.
Why no? Why no?
Huh?
Oh, no, my cat just got up on me and it's why now?
Yeah. We're used to that. You and I are probably used to having our cats popping
Yeah.
up when at the most.
See, I don't have to worry about that. I have dogs.
Yeah, I can tell you, I got 3 here. One is outside, but the other 2, they're constantly coming in here, and I think they want to try to distract me, but they're not being successful right now. But okay.
I've got one over here doing a really good impression of a red carpet.
Okay. All right. So I'm really. I can see that type of story, but maybe that's probably not going to work either. It's got the motive of Connor would be getting a hot dog, but he gets into trouble trying to get to the hot dog.
Well, why would we go back to when he goes into the hot dog? Well, I don't want to say hot dog shop. Well, let's just say he goes into the restaurant, orders a hot dog, but he doesn't realize that the place is being robbed. If we go back to the first concept that we had,
Right.
and he just I can't even say the word oblivious.
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 Yes, oblivious. And he just, I mean, he doesn't even notice that the place is being robbed until the last moment.
Yeah, it was kind of like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh. Hey guys, hey."
And he's just
It'd be
on
it'd
the
be the cafe he goes to very regularly. A hot dog.
Right.
I'll have my usual.
But then he bravely slings the hot dog and foils the robbery.
Actually, no, Connor would not even realize that.
He wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah, I
He
know.
doesn't notice.
He slings he drops the
No.
hot dog and hits somebody in the face and knocks him over and doesn't realize what's happening.
Actually,
No,
what would
because
happen
where
is
does Cat
Cat.
come in?
No, Cat would already be in there. She already knows what's going on. And Connor comes in. He goes, "Hi, Cat." Cat would say, "Connor, you don't see what this guy's holding?" "Yeah, just a gun."
Okay.
"You see what their mask?" "Yeah, they're robbing the restaurant." "They're robbing the restaurant." And
Then that's when he realized he's in
slips.
danger.
He
Maybe
spills
he
the
runs
mustard.
to save the hot dogs.
He spills the mustard. He slips. He slides into him, knocking him
And then
down.
the Hardy Boys show up.
And that's I think that's the story for that. The realization that something happened, and he clumsily resolves it. What you get?
No, that's
I thought
fairly
that's what
warped.
Cat was for, though.
Well, Cat's the one who kind of resolves it in the sense that she's pointing out the obvious to him. It's either he resolves clumsily, or she does something to resolve it, or a combination of two.
Well, if you want Cat to solve it, to stop the robbery, I say you should have Connor to, when he noticed that the place is being robbed, the robber is distracted by him noticing her, and then she comes up and let's
I
just say
think
she takes down the robber.
she takes his hot dog from him as he's about to eat it anyway, because he doesn't care that they're being robbed. He just wants his hot dog, and she takes his hot dog, and she's the one who throws it at the gun or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah, but see, if
that's
she was a pen collector, she'd have a fountain pen. She could squirt the ink out and hit him in the eyes with it.
unless we substitute that with paint.
She throws the hot dog. Connor gets mad, gets kind of upset. He knocks over some mustard, which spills on the floor. He slips on the floor, slides into the robber, who falls down, and she takes the gun from the robber.
And then paints it.
Well, panics and of course, this is Austin, so there's bound to be people that know that carry in Austin, I would think.
Well, it's the state of Texas. The whole state of Texas carries.
Okay, you both they kind of step on each other, but yeah, you're right. Almost the whole state of Texas does carry. Yeah, what were you saying, David?
I was just saying, yeah, there's probably one or two people in Austin that might be carrying.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, considering when I visited the state house, their gift shop included rifle bags and pistol pouches. I was just with the Texas seal on it. I'm like, man, you're in Texas. But yeah. Okay, so we agree on the robbery part, but how does it get foiled? I do think yes. Okay, the being oblivious to the robbery does distract the robber.
Right.
The bat should have something to do with foiling the robbery.
Cat does, but we're not going to do the bats.
The bats.
No, we're not going to go down that path yet. I think we have to rethink that can be a separate story. But but what does
I
Cat
say
do?
we, I say you should use the bats just in case if you do like a crossover story with Sippy Cut shenanigans in this story.
Oh yeah, Sleepy Cup shenanigans in this story would actually be yeah, Connor and Will might be actually best friends.
Speaking of sippy cup shenanigans, where is the sippy cup guy?
He's married. He can't come on.
Oh, okay.
He's grounded. He's locked up in the basement.
I actually had a
I
run
hate
in
it.
with him
I hate it.
yesterday when he did a live. He did a short live stream yesterday, and I had a quick run in with him yesterday.
Well, he's a newlywed, guys. Cut him some slack.
Yeah, we just have to. We're just trying to get him in trouble. That's all.
There are more important things, I would imagine.
He was sitting in his car, frauded at a donut shop.
What?
That's what he said he was getting ready. He wanted to do. He was asking us on his, I guess what they call a vertical live stream. He said, "Should I
Yeah.
fraud this donut shop?" I'm like, "You sitting in your car? You actually gonna fraud a donut shop sitting in your car?"
Why not?
Yeah, good point.
But well, that's kind of true. I'm like, they
I mean,
frauded banks now.
well, I mean, I could just say this. When it comes down to frauding, I mean, I think there's a way you can do it without getting people pissed off with you. And when I say frauding, I'm like you come into the store and they say, "Hey, you ask, do you mind if I film, do a live stream while I'm here, and show you donuts, whatever?" If they say yes, go for it.
Well, at that point, it's not fraud
It's
anymore.
not frauditing. Yeah.
You're right, exactly. But what the fraudsters are doing is they're coming in, they're filming. Sir, I don't want you to record me. Well, this is my First Amendment right, and that's where the problem comes in. When you ask and you be polite to people, they're going to say yes or no. And if you say no, you respect their feelings on it.
But it was a donut shop.
A donut shop with a police officer. No, I mean, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's a given, but maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
It's Will being Will. Let's just say it that way. I didn't see this particular live stream, but it's Will being Will.
Well, that was an extremely short live stream. I think it was 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Okay. He probably was trying to sneak a live stream in before the wife called him.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's get back to this. All right. So we agree on the robbery. We agree on the Thanks, Rob.
He's oblivious.
Oblivious.
He's oblivious.
To it. Cat's there. Or she's already in there. Does she point out that the robbery's going on, or does distraction lead her to take action? And what action does she take?
She steals his hot dog from him as he's mid-bite, and she throws it at the robbers.
He
And
throws
he
it
gets
at the
really
robber.
upset.
Yeah.
And then
He's upset because he has no more hot dog.
But okay, he's so upset he runs after the hot dog, knocking the robber down.
I would say because I would say he put so much mustard on the hot dog when she threw it at him, the mustard went into his eyes.
Yeah, it splattered his eyes, and he's like,
Yeah,
my
Clever.
eyes.
Okay, yeah.
We can do that, but I do like the concept that Connor, trying to get to the hot dog, runs after the hot dog, knocking the robber down, who's blinded by the mustard.
Blinded by
Okay.
the mustard.
I mean, I'm not sure if y'all ever had mustard in your eyes. I have. It burns because it has vinegar
I'm
in it.
not
It
sure I
burns.
wouldn't ask why you
Yeah.
had mustard in your eyes, but okay.
No, what
You
happened
ever heard
was
that saying before, David? He has mustard in his eyes?
no. What happened was I shouldn't even say this because I'm setting myself up. Okay, I was putting the mustard on my hamburger, and this, I had the jar mustard instead of like the squeezable mustard, and the mustard that was on the butter knife, a little bit of it got into my eyes.
I can see how
Boy,
that
are
would
you setting
happen.
yourself up.
Yeah, you are setting yourself up. All right, so I'm
And
gonna
it burnt. It burnt like the Dickens too. That really burnt.
The
I've never been
Dickens.
burned by a Dickens, so I wouldn't know what that feels like. What does that feel like exactly? Is a Dickens painful?
Feel like somebody poured some hot sauce in your eyes, even though it's just a little bit of mustard. That really burnt. It burnt.
I
It
guess that
burnt
would
my
be
eyes.
pretty painful, wouldn't it?
Well, I've
Yeah.
eaten hot mustard, and I can imagine because that's like that'll clean out your sinuses, you know. So I can imagine getting mustard in your eye would not feel good at all.
Hot mustard, wasabi mustard,
Yeah,
it
I
burnt.
can't
The
imagine.
mustard burnt.
Yeah, I can't imagine that feels good at all. So yeah, that's a good
Yeah, that would
mustard
be.
gets in his eyes, and he's like, my flipping eyes, and
I
just
can't see. I'm blind. I'm blind. And that's when he's chasing after the hot dog, and he tackles the robber trying to get his hot dog back.
yeah. He's like, "Why'd you throw my hot dog?" And he goes running after it. Yeah.
actually right now I am gonna get ChatGPT kind of write a rough story for us.
Okay,
So
this should be entertaining.
yeah, Connor walks into a cafe while being robbed. Being robbed. Not noticing the robber. The robber asks,
We can see you typing.
I know. There's so this is your chance to correct me. Hot dog
I would never.
with mustard. Not he does. Okay.
Of course, we could get him a barbecued hot dog. They do that.
No. Oh.
I mean, actually, barbecue a hot dog that's barbecued.
Oh, I thought you meant with barbecue sauce. It's like no barbecue sauce, no coleslaw, no Duke's mayonnaise, none of that.
That must be a Chicago thing or something. I don't know.
Why?
The
What?
no ketchup on a hot dog thing.
It is a Chicago thing.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Is it a Chicago thing to put lettuce and tomato on a hot dog?
Oh, no, that's
No,
that's a common
never.
sense thing. Don't do that.
There's never lettuce and tomato on a hot dog.
How would you even
I
cook
was
this? I don't know.
I wouldn't say that now because if a lady is pregnant and she wants lettuce and tomato on her hot dog, she's gonna put lettuce and tomato on her hot dog.
Well, she shouldn't go into the Chicago city limits and ask for that because they don't care if you're pregnant. They'll kick you out.
All
You
right.
need to make that at home.
I doubt the Pope could even get that. I mean, even if he is from Chicago.
Now, just out of curiosity, let's just see what ChatGPT creates with this. And of course, I'll probably write my own version of it and read it and put it out there. You get off my keyboard. Get off my keyboard.
Don't blame your cat. Come on.
All right, let's see. Here's a fun version of your story. So, all right, when it's done, I'll read it and see what we. Cat and Connor, the hot dog heist. It was another sunny. I like the title. I will give ChatGPT that. Really wonderful afternoon in Austin, Texas. Perfect for Connor, a tall, skinny ginger with a man bun, his signature mustard stained T-shirt, and chunky headphones slung around his neck. And what was on Connor's mind today? Hot dogs, as usual. Hey, Cat, he had texted her earlier. Cat, his best friend, sharp, witty, 5'2", with blonde hair and paint splattered overalls, had rolled her eyes but smiled. Of course, he wants hot dogs. They met at their favorite quirky cafe, Moonbeam Coffee and Eats, and a place known for several both artisans, lattes, and grilled hot dogs, because Austin. But as they approached, Cat noticed something. Noticed something off. A guy in a ski mask stood at the counter, waving a pistol at the terrified cashier. A robbery in progress. Cat grabbed Connor's arm. Connor, what? But too late. Connor blissfully, obliviously, headphones blaring, an old ska playlist, walked right in. He strolled right up to the counter, stood beside the robber, and said cheerfully, "Yo, can I get a hot dog? Extra mustard, please." Everyone froze. Even the robber blinked, confused. The cashier, wide-eyed, mechanically assembled the hot dogs and handed it over, too scared to argue. Connor grinned, took his precious hot dog, and turned around, still oblivious of the entire situation. That's when Kat sprang into action. With zero hesitation, she snatched the hot dog from Connor's hand, spun on her heel, and hurled it at the robber. Splat! Mustard flew directly into the robber's eyes. Ah! The masked man stumbled back, weapon lowered, trying to wipe the mustard off his face. Connor blinked. "Hey, my hot dog!" Without missing a beat, Connor chased after it, barely toward the robber, arms outstretched. Wow! Connor instantly tackled the robber to the floor, skidding across the tile. By this time, Cat called 911. The scene was ridiculous. Connor sitting cross-legged on top of the dazed robber, happily licking mustard off his hand. Man, this is good mustard. When the cops arrived, Cat explained everything. Connor blinked. Wait, that was a robber? I just wanted lunch. Cat sighed, shaking her head, but smiled. That's why I'm around, Connor. And after the story made the local news headline, "Hot Dog Hero Takes Down Robber in Austin Cafe." Connor proudly framed the newspaper clippings. Kat just rolled her eyes. And yes, Connor still eats at least one hot dog a day. Okay, I don't know. ChatGPT kind of nailed that one.
He did. That was really good.
ChatGPT's got that one done pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So what to do?
I don't know. AI is kind of scary.
It is kind of scary, but here we are. We talked about what we wanted the story to be. That is, I would say, almost 95 to 99% exactly what we said it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Yes.
You know what would be even better is if, like, in between the scenes that are happening, like he walks up and orders a hot dog, like you were to put like a narration of that in the paragraphs, like after the paragraph, like he ordered the hot dog and walked in on the robbery, and you show the robber standing there, kind of like dumbfounded, and he's ordering his hot dog anyway, you know.
Right.
And then you show like when she throws the hot dog, you narrate that and chat GPT and throw that in there, you know, just so people get a visual.
Image. Okay. Image.
If you want,
see,
if you want the visual of the robber, I was thinking like a Glen Serial type robber or a Georgia
Yeah.
Transparency type robber.
Hold it, guys. Instead, not only are they robbing the place, they're frauding the place.
Yeah. He stops a fraud in action instead of a robbery in
There
action.
you go. And doesn't realize he's doing it. He says, "Hey guys, where can I get a copy of that video, man?"
Yeah.
You know what? That would work.
You know, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you know, I think I have a right to a hot dog, so that's my First Amendment right. You know.
Yeah.
yeah.
It says so in the Constitution. It says so right in the First Amendment. I have a right.
I would say hot dog's more of a pursuit of happiness.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
Yep. So right now, what I've done is we're generating an image, creating an image of Connor walking in the cafe with the robbery taking place. So let's see what it creates. See how accurate we get this thing. And ChatGPT, as far as AI is concerned, I play with 2 or 3 different ones. I think this is the one that kind of does more on creative type stuff like this. Does better than Copilot, where Copilot's more, I think, business focused.
And it never ceases to amaze me how many of my students will try to use Chat GPT and think that we're not going to notice.
Mushrooms, peppers,
Right.
onions, cheese, sausage, pepperoni. It's got everything.
What happened?
Does the robber
Why
has
does
a man bun?
Yes, he does.
Yes,
He looks like
does.
a garbage bag. He looks like a tied up garbage bag. What
I
the
mean,
hell is that?
it looks like Connor robbing the hot dog.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta make the robber real, like Glenn Cereal, like real fat with a butt crack and like
Yeah,
little
make
lines
You gotta
make
give him a go. You gotta give him a GoPro.
yeah make
little
his
lines
make his
that he
make
smells.
his make his shirt too little for me wearing flip flops.
Yeah.
And have him threatening to sweep people's legs.
Too small t-shirt. With a t-shirt too small. And wearing sandals or flip-flops?
Flip flops.
Flip flops. And you should also put stains on his shirt, like oil stains or grease stains or sweat stains.
No, that'd be too much of Connor, and we don't want to do that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll put flies around him because he stink. It could be, like I say,
There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say put the little lines with the flies, like so everybody knows it's like a
Oh, here's
smell,
his
like
name. Here's
bad.
the name of his channel: News Now Pigpen. For the fraud.
Yeah, that's a
Big
good.
bubbling, goofy, ill-fitting clothes, and but not mocking the body. Thing with kept silly, lighthearted, fitted the conversation. Yes, goofy version. Yes, goofy version. And showed that he smells bad. All right, let's see.
It'd it'd be good if this Robert character was almost like a bully or the villain of the story that always tries to bully Connor, and this is how we meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a frauder, so he's a bully.
And he's like he shows up a lot in the stories, like to try and thwart Connor getting a hot dog.
Well, because he
And
wants to
then
eat all the hot dogs himself, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna record you getting a hot dog with ketchup.
record you get the hot dog,
With ketchup,
and
yeah.
then
All right, you need to stay
and
off the
then
keyboard, okay?
and then here comes Kat. She saves the day.
And we are generating the image. Okay, I'm starting to like what we're seeing so far with this one.
Looks like the dude from Family Guy.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. Our dogs agree.
There you go.
There you go. That's it.
Okay, there we
Now,
go.
That's
if he's
Glenn
gonna be a
Cereal, isn't it?
if he's gonna be a
That-
reoccurring character, he needs a name.
Glenn
I say
Cereal.
call him GC.
Yeah, GC. There you go.
No. Let's Glenn Serio. See, I see him. This is more like Glenn Serio / Georgia Transparency. So let's call him Washington Transparency.
There
No,
you
wait
go.
a minute. Wait a minute. What's
He's
Glenn
Texas.
Serio?
Oh
Glenn
yeah,
Serio and what's Georgia Transparency real name? Um,
uh, Russell Pickering.
Russell.
Russell,
We
yeah.
call him Glenn Russell
There you
There you
go.
or
go.
G.
Jerry. Oh yes, there you go. Glenn Russell. This is Glenn Russell. Okay. All right. So okay, I like that scene. That is a good scene. Do, do, do.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Russell's last name is Pickron.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
What about we
Yeah.
call him Glenn Pickron?
No, no,
No, I
Uh,
like
don't
the other
do
one
that.
better. I like the other one.
I think
Yeah.
the Glenn Russell is actually a good one.
Glenn Russell. Okay.
Yeah, Glenn Russell. It might take it would take them a couple moments to kind of realize what we're doing.
Right. Because
But
if you call him Pickron, then if Russell Pickron catches on to these, then he's gonna know it's him.
right.
It
But
might
now
give
we
a
got
yeah.
yeah. But and then if they figure out what's going on, yeah. So what? They got names similar to yours, but they're not your names. Okay?
Right. But if you called him Pickron, that's exactly his name.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
That one would be a little harder to defend. Yeah.
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 All right. So here we go. We got Glenn Russell and Connor. All right. The next thing we want Connor ordering getting his hot dog. I don't. Okay.
Now, is he gonna have a gun, or do we want to give him a GoPro?
It's a robbery. He has to have a gun.
Well, I thought it was gonna be a fraud.
No, it has to be a robbery. That's the only way that this is going to.
Maybe have him holding both.
We can probably do. Yeah, we can have do
He
both. Yes.
so you mean to tell
Or
this?
no.
So
No.
he recording his crime? What they do anyway,
Yeah,
but he
exactly.
record.
You can do the big old strap thing like the dumbwaiter does, where he wears the strap around his chest with the camera.
Right there you
The
go.
GoPro,
Yeah. But make it with
and
all that
that's
stupid strap like he's got
Getting his.
and they record their crimes all the time. This wouldn't be any different.
yeah. But this one is really serious though. When he he record no a robbery. I would think that people, if he's live,
Listen, that one dude up in Washington over there recorded himself shooting a homeless man. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Did y'all?
yeah,
So
Did
those
y'all?
things have
that's a good
certainly
point.
happened.
Did you saw the police interview with him? Yeah. I think this is
Yeah, I
rare.
seen that Lucid
Yeah.
Dream, Lucid Lab put that out.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. It's kind of like, uh, I mean, first of all, that guy was he was actually,
brutal.
yeah, well, he was burying himself.
Yeah.
Maybe the first thing you need to do is say I'm a lawyer. But in his mind, he felt like, oh yeah, I was in the right. Hey, you were instigating to fights all the whole time.
Yeah, sure.
Like one of his officers basically said, hey, there was a, I don't, not just not don't disagree what you're doing in the sense of recording, but if you weren't instigating this fight, if you had the opportunity to leave and you choose not to.
Yep, that's what he chose the opportunity to leave, but he goes to his truck, then he comes back.
Yes,
He goes and gets his pew pew and comes back. I mean, he could have just left if you
he
were
could have
that
just left.
afraid.
Well, first of all, there's a way to talk to people. There you go. Hey, and we got the
No,
robbery.
she shouldn't be smiling. She
Okay.
should not be smiling
Yeah.
because she's nervous about the robbery.
Right.
Okay. The server.
Now he can be smiling because
Now
he's
he could be
just
smiling though.
Yeah, he's oblivious.
Yeah,
Great pick,
she
but
should
the
not.
server should appear nervous.
Man, this chat GPT is scary.
It is, yeah. That's why you have to give it compliments and say please and thank you all the time, or when it takes over, it may not decide to enslave you.
If these things take over, I'm done. I'm out. I'm not. I'm out. Bye.
So they'll have to approve that.
Okay,
No.
so okay, there it
Take
goes.
over.
Sometimes it may not start making the picture, and you have to reprompt it to do it again. So give it a moment. So they're nervous that we're scared, realizing there's a robbery going on. Robber's still in the background, looking distracted, bumbling.
He's still checking out the hot dog menu.
And and what we're going to do during this week, I will put these images together. I will read this story, ChatGPT generated story. Actually, I'm going to use Revoicer and have that read the story, and use these images as the artwork for it, and we'll release it sometime this week. All right. Well, it's doing a good job with the server. I don't know. I think. What you guys think of this picture?
I think it works.
Okay.
Yeah, you see the robber back there. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I still would think we ought to make the I don't know, the Robert doesn't look slimy enough, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look very cartoonish, like not
And there
scary.
is. It's supposed to be a little cartoonish, not scary, but cartoonish.
Yeah, that's
Supposed to be funny.
This is a kind of cartoon story, so that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, create an image. Create an image of cat taking the hot dog. And throwing it at the robber's eyes. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Yeah, isn't this very scary? This time last year, I think I introduced Ray to some AI stuff, but it was nothing like this, right? Do you remember, Ray?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was answering a text.
Oh, no worries. No
You
worries.
know, when you was doing the shippy cut shenanigans and you introduced Miss Ray, she was the flower shop owner.
Yes.
I still say it was a good idea to have, she was a flower shop owner, but at night behind the flower shop, she ran a gambling hall.
I still think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Rob, do you not like me or something?
No, I like you. You just, people seems to have a double life, especially at night. I mean,
Yeah. They appear to be one way, but then behind the scenes, it's another story.
I mean, in the daytime, when you run your flower shop, you sweet, innocent flower shop Ray. Then when you at night and you run in a gambling hall where you have to have a password to get in,
And let's face it,
you just like a totally different person.
And let's face it, the flower shop is the perfect place for the money laundering that takes place.
I didn't say money laundering, but I just say she running an illegal gambling off.
I know. Yeah. The password is
I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing. What do you guys think?
I saw it and I like it.
Yeah.
it looks like he's ready to eat the hot dog.
We might want to rethink that. That looks. I don't know what he's. That looks kind of. That.
Well, you got to. I think the picture's good because you got to remember the pictures can go with the narration.
Now, the thing is, she stole the hot dog, so he needs to be reaching for his hot dog. Like, what? No,
Well,
you
he's
know.
surprised. He's surprised. She took his hot dog. But I think the next picture was fixed now. Let's try
And where's
this.
the gun? Where did the gun go?
He dropped it.
You dropped it.
Where? Did it disappear? Because it's
Yeah,
nowhere
it
to
dropped
be.
it underneath the cat here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
ChatGPT, although we're having fun with this, which is kind of cool how what we're seeing, is not going to be 100%. And sometimes if you try to get it 100%, it really goes off the rails.
Yeah, I
So,
understand. I'm just a stickler for detail. And
oh yes, I understand. I understand what you're saying. All right,
yeah.
so now please create
And
an image of Connor running into the robber and knocking him down. So let's see what we got here. It's just going to be a matter of time.
and you know what else I just thought about also? Getting back to, this Miss Ray character, when
Uh-huh.
you have, when when she's running the illegal gambling casino behind her flower shop, when she come down the stairs of the gambling casino, because it's way bigger in the back, she could be dressed like Jessica Rabbit.
Huh. Oh.
No,
Correct.
really, she could be dressed like Jessica Rabbit. And she could come down the stairs and tell everybody that y'all having a good time because y'all have to keep this on a hush hush because we don't need 5 to come in.
I think Ray's boyfriend would be Walter White.
Cool.
Walter White.
Walter White's married, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, but
I'm no homewrecker.
Well, yeah, Walter. Well, okay, if she's that character, Miss Ray, that character, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
I mean,
Not a homewrecker.
it's not See, this. Oh, this is a whole just separate story here. The Secret Life of Ray. That's what you can basically call it. And again,
I don't. Hey, Rob.
and again, Hands could be her bodyguard and everything. We could get him with a ponytail with his hair slicked back, a trimmed up beard and everything, and him with a suit on, with a black suit and tie.
All right,
Walking
Robert.
behind the light.
Okay, guys, you see the picture? What do you think?
I like it, even though he keep changing the color of his
Well, I
shorts.
think,
But other than that, I
what's
like it.
going on? All right, wait. What's going on with the hot dog? That looks even worse.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to work on that. That I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's in the wrong spot, and you keep changing the color of his shorts, and her hair is nothing like. Yeah, it'll work.
Let's do this.
That needs work.
Let's make the Robert shorts. The Robert shorts. Blue.
I was thinking white.
Oh my god!
I think the other shorts are blue though.
It would make sense if his shorts was white and he are like we say, he has flies and the stink smells coming off of him.
Yep.
Shorts white. Let's make.
Well, I think we conveyed that though. Look at him. He just looks like he smells.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's make those robber shorts white, and let's raise Connor's hand away from the robber's crotch.
ChatGPT out here being perverted.
Yeah.
Just think it.
And you know what else I thought about? I'm like, when she come down the stairs, and you can have Leo the cat sitting there,
God,
and
He's
you
still
can
on
have
that.
Leo,
what the
you can
hell?
have Leo the cat sitting there looking regal and everything with a diamond collar on.
What is going on, Rob?
No, see, all this just came to my mind when just came to me just when we thought when he started
What
talking
did I
about
do to you?
oh, you didn't do
Oh my
anything,
goodness.
you didn't do anything, part of sippy cut shenanigans. I brought that up a long time ago. I said, why don't we have a flower shop as an illegal gambling hall in the back?
And I'm dressed up like Jessica Rabbit. Hez is my
Yeah.
bodyguard. Hez is my
Uh-huh.
bodyguard, and Walter White is my boyfriend.
Exactly. Even though he's married. That Ray doesn't care.
So I'm an illegal home wrecking rabbit.
That's you.
Hey, well,
Eh,
Ray,
okay.
Ray, at least you don't have a fictional evil twin brother.
Do I have an evil twin brother?
No, but I do. I do have a
No,
fictional
but
evil
he
twin.
does.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
fictional evil twin
You're a
brother.
doctor that should have your license pulled too.
I never
No,
said.
but
According
yeah, but I'm a,
to Dumbwaiter anyway.
Oh yeah.
see, but for me, you only see me around Christmas time because I'm an elf.
I'm not touching that with a 30-foot pole.
Nope.
That's the only time you see me because I'm an elf with I guess I'm a superhero elf.
That's right. Yeah, you were. You were a secret
So
spy
you get
elf.
to so
See,
you get to be a superhero. I get to be a home wrecking, illegal gambling
Nope.
hall owner.
No, but you're
Rabbit.
rich though.
Oh, that okay.
I mean,
Well,
Oh well, that's okay then. Yeah.
yeah.
you super wealthy rich. That you just use the flower shop to hide all of it.
yeah.
So
So
launder my super rich money.
Yeah, there you go.
so over
And then you
Christmas.
also go instead of going by Ray, when you in your gambling hall, you go by the name Raylene.
Raylene. No, I like the name, but
Okay.
he's
Hi,
still reaching for
hi,
his.
I'm Ray
Okay.
Lean, and I'm
Well,
here.
okay. You only get to do but so much.
Hi, I'm Ray Lean, and I get to be me.
It's not as bad.
Well, this would
It fits though. This is the image we're looking for. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
detail.
true.
That's all.
Ray
Yeah.
Lean sounds very
Yeah.
redneck.
We have two different storylines going on here. I don't.
Okay. Now, uh, please create an image of Connor
Rob's picking on me.
sitting on top of the robber, eating his hot dog while eating his hot dog when the police arrive. When the police come inside, arrive to the cafe.
Now what's up with his hand?
I know. That's what I said, but
It's not.
His hands, man. What is the deal with this frauditor's
he's
crotch?
reaching for the wrong wiener.
Yeah, what's going on?
He's trying to get
First
the. He's
He's
trying to
trying to
get
shove
the.
a hot dog down there. Now he's trying to grab. I mean, what's going on?
He's reaching for the wrong
ChatGPT's got some
wiener.
issues.
You guys got to get your minds out of the gutter there.
Hey, we're not in the gutter. Talk to ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT came up with it, not us.
Oh, you know what
you
else?
know,
Instead
Phil's the one. Hey, wait a minute. Doc is the one typing all this stuff in.
Oh, but you see what I'm typing.
Well, we're seeing what it's producing.
Well, you see
you know
what I'm
what? You know what? Instead of making Heads the bodyguard, make Fraud of the Comedy Show and Wifey the bodyguard. That's better.
All right, because see, Rob's on a totally different story than we are.
he's all over the place. I don't know what story he's trying to write.
Yeah, Rob's kind of off on his own
Mine.
planet.
Yeah, he sure is. All right.
You know, he does live in Florida.
Wait a minute. Whoa, now don't you start talking bad about Florida.
I was wondering if
And
everybody
you know what?
say anything about that.
And her catchphrase could be, forgive me for saying this. You know, she come down the stairs and she say, "Hope y'all bitches is having a good time in here."
Oh my!
I mean, Raylene is a
gotta-
badass compared to Miss Ray.
Okay. But you got to include Steffi, the black cat, in this now.
But that would be a good.
Okay.
Hey, that'd be a good song though, wouldn't it? Raylene, Raylene,
Oh my
sweet
goodness.
Raylene.
Oh
No?
my goodness.
What
Where
was
the
it?
police officer come from?
He found out about the robbery.
This is
I
the
guess.
final scene.
And he just casually strolls in like that. Like, hey, what's going on here?
No, he was just getting a hot dog.
What's your name and badge number?
No, Rob. It's what's your badge and name number?
Is that,
Yeah.
I didn't
Badge
think
and
about
name
that one.
number. What's your badge and name number?
There is one thing that's driving me up the wall. I'm going to see if Ray sees it. Do you see it?
Mm.
Do you see Ray?
Yeah, I just don't think the cop should be that casual when he's walking in on this whole scene.
He should
I mean,
have
if I was a
taser
cop
with him
walking
in
in
the
on this, I'd be a little more shocked, a little more, what the F is
front.
going
At
on
least,
in here?
especially if it's a Glenn Serio type person, he should have a taser in his hand, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Or either some pepper spray.
Or both.
And where's the mustard in his eye? I mean,
Yeah, you got to hit him with mustard in the face. Right, Rob?
and his legs
Yeah.
are awful
Well,
smelly compared to the
yeah.
rest of them.
Or if you don't want to give him a taser, just give him some aerosol spray.
Give him
Or
some
just some soap.
deodorant.
Yeah, there you go.
Deodorant.
That'll work.
Well,
Some soap and water.
That's a kryptonite. It's a kryptonite for them. Soap and water and deodorant. Some toothpaste. Good. Holding a toothbrush. Anything.
I mean, Dre Lee
In
could
this
come
case,
down the
how about
stairs dressed
everything?
like Jessica Rabbit. She
Oh
have
my
on the
God.
red dress with the slit going all the way up the thigh. And, she have on like these really stripper like stilettos, but she rich though.
Rob. Rob.
I think Rob's kind of getting distracted here. I don't know
yeah,
what.
he is getting distracted.
No, I'm right.
I think
This will make a good story.
I'm really beginning to think you like me, Rob.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody like Ray.
Oh
On
my!
punishment.
Imagine
Why?
if Rob started using ChatGPT, what he might be generating.
Will, why are you on punishment?
Well, Will's here. Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
Will.
Will's here.
Well, I thought you. What happened? What happened, Will? I think you were supposed to come on panel. Remember, we were supposed to have that discussion, or why you keep sitting on that egg?
Oh,
You wanted to know what that mean? I could tell you.
no,
The
I
reason
can
why,
live without it. Thanks.
because we know wifey wears the pants in the relationship, so she tells him what to do. So when she tell him to go sit on an egg, he would go sit on the egg.
Hey,
So
come on, you're trying to get
I
there
think
yet. Wait a minute.
Will and his wife is kind of like almost a real world Connor and Kat.
Hey, Will, how you doing, man?
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. I heard about that 8 minute stream that no one knew about.
I
Uh,
mean, when he says no
Bears.
beer for him, no beer for him is he must be talking about the non-alcoholic beer.
So married life is treating you well, huh?
He's keeping him alive that by the sounds of it.
You know, who was it?
Okay, so what do you
Last
think
week.
about the cops so far? How's that
okay,
one? I
now
think that
that's
was
better.
actually.
I like that picture better. That's
Oh
good.
yeah.
Except he's pointing the gun at the wrong guy.
He's point. He just can't
He
got
just
this.
doesn't
Well,
know.
that's
He
true. He
doesn't
just got
know
there. He's
coming
got there.
in.
That's true.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just got there.
There we go. Much gooder. Much gooder.
Much gooder. Yes.
Gooder.
Okay. Yes.
Did you
Much
mean
gooder.
better?
No, if you're in the army, it was much
No,
gooder.
he means gooder.
That being said, I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use one of my narration program. Now, should I use my voice to narrate the story, or should I use? Actually, I think this is such a simple, short story. I'll actually read it instead of using my AI voice generation tool because
Okay.
because
That's
there
up
was
to
some
you,
things
man.
like the wham and all that kind of stuff I can actually have fun with. So I'll read the story. We'll put the pictures associated with the story and go from there.
Wait a minute.
Uh,
Before you start, is Will still here?
I think
so
so.
no beer from me today or streaming. Oh, that stinks. No beer. That
He doesn't
really
drink.
will.
He doesn't drink beer anyway. So,
That stinks. If you can't have beer or scotch or uh,
and if he do drink beers out of his sippy cup that looks like a flask.
You know, some of us do get through the day without alcohol,
Yeah, and
Doc.
some of us have gotten through the last 40 or 50 years without it, but that's okay.
Exactly. So that's not much of a punishment in my eyes. I don't know.
well, I mean, as we speak, and
Tell
I
her to
just
talk to me. She can do better.
I'm about ready to say. So I just had my last sip of my scotch. That's
Okay,
what we
well,
were
Will, if
drinking.
you
That's
can't,
what I was
wait, I
drinking
want
and
to make
working.
sure I understand Will's message. So, no beer for me today or streaming. Does that mean you can't stream beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, words do have meaning, Will. Proper English, or if you're Spanish, Anglais.
Really.
Or if you're French, anglais. Right, Stefan? Is he still here?
I think he's been gone. He's been quiet. So all right. So I think we got something. So I will create this. I will actually release it. But I will send this the link to you guys before it's released to kind of watch it beforehand. But I like this last picture. Connor
He
sitting
looks
on the
awfully
back.
happy in that picture.
Well, he's having his hot dog.
Well, that's true. That's true.
He loves his hot dogs. He doesn't even realize he's sitting on the guy's back. He's so oblivious.
Hmm.
He just happy he got his hot dog back after Cat threw it at Robert.
Amazing. It stayed in the bun.
And he
The
could have put
mustard
it.
is still on it. It's
Some mustard. It's so much mustard. He got so there will be some mustard left. And
It's
no,
just
it did come out of the bun, but he put it back into the wiener back in the bun.
it's just like Wimpy. He would knock you down for a hamburger.
Yeah. And if the hamburger came out of the bun,
and he'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Thank you, Wimpy.
Exactly.
And of course, with Rob, it would be fried chicken. I mean, what?
But did
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Did they
hey.
ever settle up? Did
Well,
Wimpy ever settle up with everybody?
I don't think he ever did.
Always wondered about that.
I heard the funniest thing on a video the other day. If you all would go, I forgot what video it was, but I know it was a unclean hands video. But the funniest thing I ever heard from on a unclean hand video when he said hot tool spit on that thing.
What are you talking about?
No, seriously, if y'all watch a unclean Hands played an unclean hands video the other day, and I was laughing really hard because I'm like, that was just worth it just to hear him say. It's just the way
Just the
how
hawk to it.
unclean
Yeah.
hands. Yeah, it's just the way how unclean hands said it was funny.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys know who the hawk to a chick is?
Yes, I think I had to tell you. I
You
think
didn't
I
have.
told you. I think I told you to go Google it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
But you have to see the video from Unclean Hands though, because he says it, and it's yeah.
I can
It,
What's
imagine
this
how.
headline say?
I can just imagine how that would sound like of him saying that. Oh man, guys, guess what?
it's almost 2 hours.
It's almost been 2 hours. We had a good time, didn't we?
Yeah, this is fun.
This has been fun. This is going to be, and we created a brand new story.
3 new characters.
3 new characters. Yes, we got Glenn Russell, Connor, and Kat, and we got a story. Now I can turn around and take that Chat GPT story and rewrite it, but I don't think that's needed. I think we'll just run with the Chat GPT story.
Connor and Kat are going to have their own talk show in about a month, probably.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear what their favorite TV shows were?
What is Connor and Chat's favorite TV show?
Well, we said that Connor's favorite TV show is actually Rash in the Morning, which is Hez's show.
Yeah.
And Cat's favorite TV show is actually Storytime with Doc Laneau.
Okay. Yeah.
They just turned into TV shows instead of live streams.
Oh, okay. Works
Okay.
for me.
All right. Yes. All right. So let's get this start wrapping things up. Well, we'll go back to writing. Mr. Thomas, do you have anything to wrap it up?
Does everybody have a good week?
Yep.
Stay safe.
Blessings, everybody. May God protect and guide you.
And David, yes, thank you very much. And everyone, take care of yourselves. Ray, you have anything else?
No, just happy June.
Happy June, yes. Halfway through 2025.
That's frightening.
Yes, it is Friday, isn't it? And like I said, stay tuned. This week we will release this story as a separate video. I might even do a music video too. I think a music video would be fun as well, right? You guys would like to listen in a song format. So I'll put that together. Yeah, so that'll be fun. So, hey, let's have a good week. Let's make great things happen. And until next time, take care of yourself. Goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Have a good day.